Good evening everybody. It's now 7 o'clock in the evening and we are on top of Fair Tor. We've had plenty of sunshine and daylight to get us up here. As far as I can tell, there's one tent over there. I walked past it, so if anyone's got a great big Nordisk type of Namage 2 or 3 GT type of thing, but a Nordisk, then a famous YouTuber walked past you, but I didn't. They were in their tent. All I noticed was a Nordisk and boots outside the door. Why would you have a Nordisk with a huge porch and have your boots outside? I don't quite get that one. Anyway, never mind. That's not nothing to do with me where people put their boots. It just seems strange. You've got that massive porch. Put your boots outside. Mind you, I suppose if they smell, then that's probably maybe people got smelly feet. Anyway, we're pitched up here. I was originally going to pitch behind that tor up there. All of this is Fair Tor, so I don't really know where people pitch. There are several pitches here actually if you nose around. I think where they've got their pitch might very well be potentially the best one. It's certainly got a good view down over that valley, I think, so they've probably got the best one. But then I came up here and I had a look behind this tor here, and I was virtually at the point of pitching there. Then I just sort of thought, well, I'll just have a little wander around, because there was no view up there at all, no view, because it was kind of like right on the top and you just couldn't really see anything. So I thought, well, let's just have a little wander around down here. This is still obviously Fair Tor, this is all part of it, and I found this little nook and cranny area right in there. So the wind in the morning, at the moment there's not a breath of air, but we are overnight or in the early hours of the morning due some 20 mile per hour winds from the east, which is kind of in that direction. So I'm kind of pitched not tail to the wind, but I think I'm in a pretty sheltered spot here, hopefully. I've had to use Lassie's pack as a little protection against that stone, and then obviously I've pitched one guy line over this stone and down there, and then that one at the back straight across there. So there is some height at the back, not a huge amount, but there is, you know, there is a little bit of height back here. Again, it's quite sheltered, you know, even if the wind does come along here, I can't really see, you know, too much getting under there, even though it's not pitched to the ground. I guess if it got too bad, then I could get these pegs closer to the ground to cut that gap off, but realistically we've got some grass here, and it's I doubt it's going to get too windy there, but we'll kind of see what it's like, I guess. And then this one here I've kind of pitched on a long line here to give me some height. I've put my pack with a peg holding it there, so if any wind comes under there, then I've got two options effectively. Hopefully the pack itself will block most of the wind there. I can just move the pack forward a bit, or of course in an emergency I can just pull this peg out here and stick it down here somewhere, and then that side goes down to the ground. The front should be fine high like that because the wind isn't coming from the front, and this side should be fine high because again the wind is coming in that direction. This is what I find when I'm pitching shelters, and the trail star included. You don't have to get every single side exactly the same height off the ground. In fact, I often prefer, even if I could, and I must admit quite often I can't actually get every side exactly the same height, but personally I prefer to have different heights depending on which direction it is regarding wind, as it were. So obviously the side that has the wind, pitch it low, and then the downward wind side, as it were, you know, pitch it higher, give yourself a bit more height inside. Plus you have, you know, a better door as well. You can get a higher door, and of course plus ventilation, you've got more ventilation flowing. So, you know, it's another useful tip that nobody will probably pay any attention to. But anyway, we're up here. It's gone 7 o'clock. I was going to sit outside for a bit, and I had really planned to try and get here a little bit earlier than I did, but it doesn't matter. I mean, that was the whole point of just, you know, going when I went and taking my time as I went. I didn't really film anything for this channel on the walk. I did a video on the Fenix 7X, kind of like navigating here. So if you want to watch that video, the link to the watch channel will be obviously in the description as always. Pop over there, have a subscribe, would help that channel a lot. Because like I said, I've got Garmin over there now, G-Shock over there, and the occasional Rolex, but not so much now. So I would appreciate your, you know, support there as well as here if you wish to do that. But I think now it's just starting to just cool off a little bit. It's not, you know, freezing cold, but it, you know, it's cooling off a bit. It's 7 o'clock in the evening, and I think realistically now I think it's time to get into bed. As I said, it would have been nice to have got here at 4 o'clock or something like that, but you know, I got going later, and then it was a fairly slow walk over. I was filming a bit of the watch, and it's a bit of a slog getting here, I have to say. So I wasn't in any rush. But anyway, that's time for you. Time doesn't wait for anyone. Tomorrow, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do tomorrow. Basically, I'm kind of thinking of just heading down towards the river down there, which is not really very far. It's only probably, what, 2 kilometers maximum. I mean, it really won't take long to get down to the water, an hour probably, the rate I go. And realistically, I'm just gonna walk along there and just see if I can find somewhere, you know, fairly close to the water down there. And then when I get going on Friday, I then just have to walk up the hill and kind of, you know, past Green Tor there over to Gunner Goats Tor, Bleak House area, and pick up the path over in that, you know, over in that direction, and then just take the path back to the car on Friday. Not a big walk tomorrow. We'll kind of get going whenever we get going. I'll see how busy it gets up here tomorrow. If there's like a load of people up here, then I'll get going, because realistically there won't be anyone down there at all. And to be honest, I doubt that. And those people over there will probably go first thing in the morning. Most people go quite early, so I doubt they'll be around very long, to be honest. But I don't know. Maybe they stay out as long as I do. And of course, just over there is Little Niset, and then Great Niset up there. And of course, Little Niset is where I've camped. Oh, I would say many a time. Is probably a fair description, not so much recently, but I've certainly, you know, a fair number of times I've camped over at Little Neesat. It's not the best place for camping. There's no water like there isn't here. It's quite exposed, and there's not that much in the way of pitching options there. But it's and it's quite low. It's not high up, you know, like here. I've never seen anyone camp there. It's not the best place, but it's a handy little spot occasionally. But like I said, I think I'm going to head down to the water tomorrow and kind of see if I can find somewhere down there. If I can't, then I just have to walk along the water, and eventually you'll get to the bottom of kind of like Neesat Nose area, and we know there's somewhere down there, and that's clearly a little bit further walking, but it's not a million miles. It's quite close. It's less than what I've done today, I'm sure. Anyway, I'm gonna get inside. I think I thought I had power in that battery, but it seems to be flat, so I might have to get in and put some charge into that. Looks like Lass has found a little spot there. Is there a little comfy spot there, Lassie? Lassie, good girl, stay. I put her food down there, so she's nuzzled all the grass and cow muck or something all around it there. It seems that she likes to sort of ferment her food or something. I think she must be the Gordon Ramsay of dogs or something. You the Gordon Ramsay of dogs? Alright, I'll either see you later on, or I'll see you in the morning. Pretty tired now. Oh, yeah, mate. Like I said, it would have been nice to have got here a bit earlier, really, but never mind. It's kind of the way that it went, really. Alright, I'm going to get changed and get into biddy bites. I tell you though, it is, even though there are people over there, I think they're tucked up inside and you can't hear anything from them at all. And it's so quiet up here. You can kind of hear your own ears buzzing or something. It's quite a strange phenomenon. It's silent. There's no wind. At this moment in time, there's no wind, so there's no movement. There are a few these little insects have appeared. So I think from this trip onwards, if anyone's coming to Dartmoor, you may just want to bring your bug repellent with you. They're just starting to come out now. This is the first time I've seen them in any number. I didn't see any last time when I was camping at all, none. But they do seem to be out, not en masse, but there's definitely a few of them, you know, around now. So I would probably be bringing you a bug repellent from now on. And make sure to return for the next part. Alright, well, I think I better have a pee and then that's and then that's it. I'll see you later.